Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Cage. As you can see in the title, it is our 2 years. So before we start anything, I just want to give a huge shout out and a cheers to 2 years of Outside the Cage, brother. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. It's been a great time, dude. It's been amazing going on this journey. We really didn't know shit about MMA when we first started compared to what we know now, looking back at it, but we really just jumped into
I
it.
think
We had a love for
if we listen to us now, we'd be like, bro, those dudes don't know shit.
facts. So a big thank you to you guys that stuck around, that were here in the beginning, and y'all heard our beginning stages of Outside the Cage. We just try to get better, try to learn more about this sport. That's what we said, in the beginning. We wanted to go on this journey together. We both just kind of had a love for combat sports, but we're newer to the game, newer to the sport. And I feel like now we're not vets yet, but we're on our way. We're learning a lot. We've been given some good picks, had a lot of great times, had some great interviews with fighters.
Yeah. It's been a great 2 years. Definitely excited to see what's in store for the next two. So
Facts.
Again, thank you all. So we'll get into it, man. UFC Denver recap. Rose Namajunas beats Tracy Cortez, kind of exactly how he figured. Unanimous decision. Kind of controlled the whole fight. He got one knockdown. That was surprising. Other than that, I mean, everything kind of else went exactly how I thought. What say you?
Not gonna lie, I clicked the wrong button and I wasn't even in here for a second. I was trying to switch the little purple thing. Were you talking about the main event?
Yeah, I just kind of said other than the knockdown, it kind of went exactly how we thought it'd go.
Yep. Yeah, I think the altitude honestly probably did play a little bit of a role and the short notice for Tracy Cortez, but Rose kind of looked better off the rip. And even in those grappling spots where we thought Tracy had action, Rose seemed plenty prepared for it. I believe she called for the rematch with Manon Fiorot. I think that's a great fight right there.
Yeah. You know how I feel about rematches and non-title fights, but I mean, in this division, it's kind of like flyweight for men, kind of just got to run a lot of stuff back. Light heavyweight for men, kind of run a lot of stuff back. Not really a deep division.
Yeah, not a lot to choose from. Ponzinibbio unfortunately lost me some money by losing a split decision to Muslim Salikov. Close fight, could have gone either way. It was one of those where I didn't really know what to expect when they read off the cards, but I wasn't really going to be mad. Hey, how about this third fight, the feature bout of the night? Drew Dober versus John Silva. I lost money on it because it went over a round and a half, but I wasn't mad because this was an absolute war and it was a great fight. I mean, it was really even and back and forth besides those two spinning elbows that Silva landed.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm glad. Again, I know that you had money on it 1.5. I think I did too. I can't really recall. It was a long night, but I'm glad that we got to see this fight longer than under 1.5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
These two are really good.
Yeah, kind of a passing of the torch maybe for that big chin slugger. Because Drew Dober, 35 years old, probably doesn't have too many of these absolute wars left in him, especially suffering a nasty cut like that. That's going to leave some Diaz-style scar tissue, I'm sure, make him bleed a little bit more in the future. But, bro, John Silva, 27 years old, 2 big wins in 3 weeks. He beat Charles Jourdain and Drew Dober. Those are 2 fighters that are going to elevate you because they both have good names, good fan bases, and they have good wins in the UFC. 1 win at featherweight, 1 win at lightweight. He looks good at both. Do you have a division that you would prefer to see Silva in? He's only 27, so he's got a lot of time. But for now, where do you want to see this guy?
I mean, I like lightweight. Obviously, that's a marquee division, and we've, that's kind of since the inception of the UFC, kind of been, at least in the last 15 years, been the big division. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say lightweight again. Anything in that 45 to 70 range is a great division. So, but I mean, it's just wherever he feels comfortable, wherever he can make the most weight, wherever he feels the best fit. So, I liked him at 55 though. He looked really good.
He sure did, bro. Just a powerhouse, man. He's not gonna like the power up there, and the weight cuts won't be as hard on his body either. Probably help with his chin, help lengthen his career, the amount of fights that he could have. But on the flip side, if he doesn't have that hard of a time making featherweight, he is a problem to deal with down there. He's like it's kind of like a Volkanovski build, but just a lot more jacked.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, he's probably a little taller. And then my main event of the night, we're going to skip around a little bit here. The main event of the prelims, Charles Johnson with his second knockout win in a row, being a pretty decent underdog. Let's go, bro. What a nasty right uppercut on Josh Vaughn. The announcers were acting like Vaughn was kind of having his way in this fight, but I don't know. I think Charles Johnson had action on the scorecards as well, but he didn't even leave it up to the judges, which is what we love in this sport. It saves a lot of headaches for everyone involved. I think I'm surprised there's not a number by Charles's name right now, but 9 fights in 2 years, couple knockout bonuses.
Give him a number, man.
I think, there's a lot of guys he could fight in that 10 to 15 range at flyweight right now, but I kind of want to wait, see how things shake up before I come out here with a call out for our guy.
Okay. Montel Jackson, surprising knockout.
Bro, he's good. That was 3 seconds in? Dominic Cruz with a pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
Dominic Cruz called that shit. I don't love him as a commentator, but he literally said, he's like, watch.
I don't like him. I like him.
He's just always arguing with the other announcers. I feel like he's trying to make people feel dumb, and he just thinks he's
I get that from him. I get that. Like, he comes off like that, yeah.
Like, especially with Bisping. Like, Bisping will say something that's just, like, half serious. Like, he's just trying to fill dead air. And Dominic Cruz will just try to, like, pick him apart and start an argument out of it for no reason when he was just making, like, a half-assed comment, I guess. And then, like, his whole thing was...
I definitely got that watching Dominic Cruz fight. Like, he thought he was just can outsmart everybody and not have to, like, be better, not have to fight.
Yeah, and his press conferences and everything.
Yeah.
And then even with Daniel Cormier, remember when he was going at him saying he was a bad announcer because he never does any research? He said he puts the fight on mute whenever DC announces.
Yeah.
And I get that it's the fight game, so you could say stuff like that, and that's kind of how Dominic's been the whole time. But, dude, if you could put a vote out there to UFC fans on who you want commentating, Daniel Cormier or Dominic Cruz, I would predict about 90% of people at least would be picking Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying his full name. I should just be saying DC. It feels weird saying that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Pretty cool card though. Wasn't anything insane, but it was solid. I think so. Mike Maylot and Gilbert Urena was supposed to be the co-main event at welterweight, and that would have been a great fight. I had heard Dana even excited for that fight a couple weeks back.
I like those two guys.
Yeah. All right, should we get into the anticipated two-year birthday party, I guess you could say?
Let's get into it.
So basically, we were thinking, looking back at the last 2 years since we've started this show, we're just going to go rattle off our 3 favorite moments in the UFC since we've started this. So in the last 2 years, going back to UFC 276, which was Adesanya Cannonier International Fight Week. You want to get us started off here?
Yeah, I do, but I want to change one if that's okay.
I got you.
Because I know I didn't give you the video. Sorry, I got mixed up in the production meeting. I thought we were just going 1 year. So I'll do this before we get into the video. My best moment in these last 2 years, bar none, Israel Adesanya defeating Alex Pereira by knockout in Miami, down for the count, playing possum. boom, over the top. I was at a bar, whole place went crazy. Yes, insane, straight chills. Beautiful moment. One of the best moments for me all time. Just obviously being my favorite fighter, everything that fight meant. Losing the first one, finally avenging his losses. That one right there is the reason why we watch the sport and why I love it. So that's my first one. You want to name all three, or are you going and we're gonna go back and forth here?
You could just go all three.
Okay. My second one, a little recency bias maybe, but I don't think so. We look back at 5 years and we might have the same conversation about it. Max Holloway knocking out Justin Gaethje in the 5th round. Meet in the middle. Insane. Let's play this video.
Holloway shows some mortality. Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here. Oh, big connection late.
Oh my god.
Insane.
That shit electrocutes me. It electrocutes me.
It's a beautiful moment, dude. Just Max Holloway going up in weight for the BMF title. True champion, true bad motherfucker against a warrior in Gaethje. Just flatlined him. Insane. Great moment for me.
Yeah,
my last moment. And this is kind of all tied together because of what happened and how stuff went down. But my last moment is Volk Islam 2 and Usman and Hamzat, how those two fights came together last minute. I think it was like 11 days notice. Obviously not the result Volk wanted or Usman wanted, but just the fact that those two came in on such short notice and such big names. Usually you get like guys that come in on short notice are not really big names. I mean, kind of like a Dan Ige type guy where he's a big name, but he's trying to climb his way into the title contentions. These two guys have been champions. They don't need to take these fights, and they took the fights.
Dude, and it was in
that one right there. Yeah.
It's not like it was in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to take I'll play this little video to just take us back to that time.
We just got the big fight done yesterday, the highly anticipated rematch in Abu Dhabi, the main event, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. Now you've been waiting for the co-main event. Costa's hurt, all the rumors that are flying around, we got it done. So, the number 4 welterweight in the world, Hamzat Chimaev, is moving up the middleweight, and he will face the number 1 welterweight in the world, Kamaru Usman. So, number 1 versus number 4 at middleweight, Usman versus Chimaev. I will see you in Abu Dhabi.
That shit at the end right there.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Bro, there's nothing like one of those vertical screen Dana White videos in the war room or just wherever. You're about to hear some meaningful stuff. We've been waiting for one for the last 2 weeks for UFC 306, but we shall see. Time will tell. A lot of the rumors are looking like it's going to be Sugar Marab. Well, we can get to that in other. We talk about that every week. But yeah, man, you want to do your other moment too? I mean,
yeah,
we're not on the clock or anything. May as well.
Yeah, Tom Aspinall knocking out Sergey Pavlovich in a fight that was supposed to be John Jones and Stipe, but we got an interim title fight on last minute notice, and then this happened.
Leg kicks will pay dividends.
I'm biased to the short notice fights coming in on last. I'm biased to those. Those just to me that just fucking gets me going.
Dude. It's just it means the guy's just a true warrior and a dog just coming in there, especially when they win. That's looking less and less like an interim title fight as time goes on.
Yeah.
You seen the stuff with Jones, the recent stuff from this week, how he had some weird tweets where he was tweeting like, my hand is missing or my fingers are missing in the Las Vegas airport. And then he tweeted some other stuff. And then apparently they're trying to charge him with the misdemeanors for that USADA agent that came to his house a while ago. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the misdemeanors wouldn't be what stops him from fighting. It would more be the fingers if there's anything legit to that, but hard to know with that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, how many title fences does Aspinall have to do before he just you can't just keep defending an interim belt? I don't know.
Yeah. Eventually.
And then like if they officially do strip John, does it go to Aspinall or does Aspinall have to fight for the how does that work out? I think they make Aspinall's fight for the undisputed belt.
Yes, dude. Aspinall Blades should be for the undisputed belt because unless John signs a contract before that day.
Yeah.
Because if John gets a fight done before that or gets a fight announced, then you could say the winner of the interim fight fights the winner of John Stipe. So that kind of would work itself out. I think that kind of has to be the line.
Is like I still like don't get me wrong, like yes, Stipe's a legend, but he's just getting older and older as the time passes. Like if you rank Aspinall, Pereira, Sergey, I'd rather see all those dudes fight John than Stipe. So like if Aspinall has the belt, like I wouldn't mind watching John Jones and Aspinall. I might like that more than Stipe and John.
Yeah. I mean, Stipe and John, it would be something that's crazy to see because of the two names. But in terms of where fighters are at right now, I agree that Aspinall and John probably is more interesting.
Yeah.
Heavyweight might have some life breathing back into it a little bit.
You saw the talk today that Rogan's pushing Dana to get Pereira and John Jones.
Yeah. Bro, Rogan pushed for the Trevor Whitman gloves too, though, and that didn't happen.
But the thing that I don't understand about Dana, and I do understand, but I don't, is his big thing every time someone brings up a fight for John is, listen, dude, John Jones is one of the best ever. He's another level. So it's like, okay, so you're gonna give him Stipe?
Yeah, why not give him the hardest fight?
Yeah, like I don't know. I just think I don't know why Dana's so hung up on the Stipe and John fight.
Yeah, I get it. If it was a year ago, I mean, everyone was.
Bro, when was the last time Stipe fought? Francis, when was that?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. It was before we started the show, right?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Long before. Wow, dude, that's insane. I mean, yeah, heavyweight's a weird one where I feel like Stipe could still look a lot better than everyone thinks he's going to, just having this much time to get fresh. And I'm sure he's never had this much time to just let his body recover. Maybe he even did some McGregor type shit where he took steroids for a little bit and then got off again or something. Who knows? I would love if Stipe like somehow beat John or Aspinall or just one of those guys. That would be one of the craziest storylines in MMA history. Yeah, because he's been thrown on the back burner for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and who's to say he hasn't wanted to fight?
Yeah, because it might be kind of like a Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor situation for Stipe. Obviously, Stipe is a bigger name than Chandler, and he's at a better place. But at this point, there's not really like, why would he want to go fight Aspinall when he's already has an argument to be the heavyweight GOAT, where he could go get that legendary win for John Jones? I'd say that's worth waiting a year or two for in Stipe's boat, because it's not like he has to climb the ladder at all.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited to hear your moment, brother. Let's get to it.
Yeah. So you already know my first one. It would have been on yours too. We watched this one together. Honestly, this wasn't even, I would say Suga and Peter, him getting that decision, that was like, I was more hyped for that, and that was more electric. But Suga winning the title versus Aljamain Sterling, knocking him out. I'll play the video and then I'll keep going.
Might be like early round 2. Sterling on it.
So that right there. Quick. We've all seen the rest of it a million times. I'm not trying to get this video taken off YouTube, so I'm trying to keep these clips as short as possible while still showing enough. But yeah, man, that was just a lot of hate and hard work and people doubting Suga, just thrown out. Man, everything came to fruition that night. We'd been saying this for years, that Suga Sean was going to be the champ. He was going to knock out Aljamain Sterling, or he was going to knock out whoever he needed to on his way to the belt. And that night, Suga did it. And it was just an amazing day all around. We played golf in the morning, got hammered at your house, did a 3 or 4 hour live stream on our pod. Yeah, dude, one of the funnest days of my life, honestly. I'll remember that day forever. So obviously I've got to put that on there. But yeah, man.
We've been together for 2 big Sugar wins.
Mm-hmm. Might have
and
to.
I will say, what like how you said you kind of felt more not excited, but the Peter Yan one and Aljo one felt different because I think the Peter Yan one, it was like we had nothing to lose. Like it was like we didn't really know, and then like we like thought we won the decision, and they went split, and then we're like, oh shit, we won.
Yeah.
It's still like nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But that Aljo one, it was just like everything that he's wanted and we've wanted is right there. So it was just nerves.
Dude, yeah. I didn't think it was possible to be that nervous while hammered, but I did it. I was just pacing back and forth. And then after the win, 20 of us in your living room just go nuts. I was hugging dudes that I'd never talked to before, never talked to since. But that was amazing, dude. And yeah.
I don't remember. Else. All I remember is the punch, celebrating, and then waking up the next morning.
You got to watch that one back. You got to watch the video back on the Grids channel of our live stream.
Were we live during the fight?
No, not during the Sugar one, but just during like the prelims and stuff. It might jot some of your memory back.
Yeah, I remember like on the live stream they were just bringing us shots.
Yes, dude, they were trying to make a fool out of us.
They're like, "No, you're live. You'll take a shot." I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah. If anything, looking back at it, that should be a reason that we don't.
Yeah.
If anything, they should have just said like, "Sugar."
That was a goated live stream.
That was so fun. We'll top it one of these days. All right. So my second moment, we were together for this one as well. So it was hard to just pick one fight that was my favorite moment, but it was UFC 290. Just that whole entire night, International Fight Week back in July, headlined by Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez, standing right next to you in the crowd. I say standing because we were really not sitting much that night at all. The whole crowd was just on their feet. From Robbie Lawler's knockout win / retirement to close off the prelims to Trump walking in with Kid Rock and Mike Tyson and all the Secret Service to Dricus knocking out Whitaker, which I didn't like, but it was crazy. Izzy coming in the octagon. We had Bo Nickel. And this is the video I showed right here. Just I feel like this is the moment when the crowd was going the most nuts was during this fight right here. Jalen Turner and Dan Hooker.
Oh, Holland just missed with that left hand.
The different white. Yeah, I just put that video in there. But literally, UFC 290, the first pay-per-view that we've ever gone to, and I think it's one of the best ones we ever could. I've watched it back multiple times, and the crowd, we were louder in that event than crowds usually are. And then we had Moreno Pantoja at the co-main. I always forget about that.
Many.
Pantoja got 2 fans for life that night with that walkout song and then his performance and then winning us money on top of it.
Bro, we kept singing. We were singing the whole walkout song. That shit was lit.
That was so fun. Bro, remember people were just smoking blunts like right around us too?
And then we were singing many men. They were like, yeah.
Dude, it was
every time we were like, it's time for the main event of the evening. We were singing that shit. That shit was dope.
Just bar for bar, screaming it, top of our lungs, couldn't even hear yourself. Oh my gosh, dude. I want to go back. It was literally a 4-hour party in the T-Mobile Arena.
Bro, there's nothing like a UFC event.
No. I think in Vegas it hits a little different too.
Yeah, it was international. Bro, I can't believe, like, looking back at it, like, we were really at International Fight Week.
Shouts Chaka Toast.
And went to, like, the fights. That shit's crazy.
We've got to make it back, dude. We've got to make it back.
I know.
That was so fun. This was not the year to go to International Fight Week, though. It was good, but it wasn't anything compared to our year or the year before.
We'll be back at the fight nights when they're back in Cali for sure.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so sick. I thought Anaheim was having 3 a year, but it's 1 every 3 years.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
That's pay-per-view or fight night?
Either. Could
be either.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't come here often. I mean, I'm sure there's some reason why, but like the San Diego one was lit. I mean, I guess that's really the only place, LA, I guess you can do it.
Anaheim
like
was, dude, Anaheim was popping when I went there. It was so packed. Even for the press conference, the line was around the building. Like, so I was not expecting that. I didn't think MMA was big like that here in SoCal yet, but it is, dude.
San Diego will always be one of my favorites because it was obviously our first one, but it was a really good fight card too.
Yeah, dude. Yasmin emerged, and then Nate the Train had that crazy fight, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of knockouts that card, bro. We've gone to 2 fucking really good ones.
Yeah, I went to like 1.5. Right. Oh, I gotta pop another Heineken. Hey, we're getting stay tuned, but we're getting closer to getting some sponsors up here. Nothing like Heineken or anything.
Yeah,
like
we're in some talks. We're in some talks.
Yeah, overseas type shit, international currency,
offshore.
Offshore. All right, let me get into it's my last favorite moment. So this is another one where it's not this exact moment right here. It's not one knockout, but it was just this fight and this card. Stephen Thompson versus Kevin Holland. A fight night in Orlando. I always talk about it. Maybe the greatest fight night of all time. The card was absolutely stacked, but this fight right here stole the show. Kevin Holland could have ruined it and probably submitted Stephen Thompson in the second or third round when he got on top of him with a few minutes left, but he didn't. He stood back up like a gentleman, brought Stephen back up to his feet, and it did not work in his favor, to be fair, but it worked in the fans' favor, all right. Here's probably my favorite moment. Just a crazy kick by Thompson.
Oh, Holland just missed with that left hand.
That was a banger.
Yeah.
That was one of your favorite fight cards of all time.
Literally, I always say I stack it up there with pay-per-views. I stack it up there with them, bro. That was, I think, Sergey Pavlovich and Bam Bam were the co-main. That was just an electric fight. There were a lot of good ones on that card. But what about
they had that submission?
The crucifix?
Yeah.
When it was like the TKO / submission.
Yeah.
How about some of your least favorite moments from the last 2 years? Any of the ones that come to the top of your head?
You said we weren't going to do this.
I know, I'm sorry, but we have to. We got to go highs and lows.
I think I have to look at, obviously, Izzy losing to Strickland, because that was a weird week for me, because I don't know if you remember, and I was saying, like, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I do. I absolutely remember.
And then, I don't know, the first Pereira fight maybe hurt more because we were winning the whole fight. And that was the one where I was like, no, we're going to beat him. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. Losing to Sean, obviously I thought we were going to win, but like if you look back at our episode, I was like, it doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm. You were yelling in the camera like you were for the Izzy Pereira one.
Yeah, that one was like, I called that one. So that one hurt. The Chandler Connor fight not happening yet has kind of been up there. A lot of just cancellation fights. Obviously, John Jones, Stipe, that hurts. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great year for me. My top 2 guys, Sean and Izzy, they've had good years. I mean, Sean's had a good year. Izzy's kind of struggled towards the back half, but it's been a good year for Sean. So it's kind of just the Izzy losses that hurt.
Yeah, and he still had your favorite moment. So
yeah.
It's not like it, dude. Yeah, I had a lot harder time looking through least favorite moments, but I still found a couple that stung really bad. My number 1 on the list was actually me getting too hungover and having to leave the San Diego card, just missing that. I was really genuinely just like,
you got a video of that or what?
I was about to say no video evidence of that one. I didn't put the worst moment videos in here, but
see, now that one it sucks from your perspective because 1, it was our first one together. Obviously that hurt that you missed your first one, but 2, it was like a really good fucking card.
Yeah, head kick knockout to end it.
Yeah.
And just
so like, if we went back again somewhere like that, and it wasn't a pay-per-view card and it was just fight night, and you blacked out again, I would be like, whatever. We've been here before. But the fact it was our first one.
Yeah, we were kids on Christmas.
Yeah.
We were there for the first fight of the night, right? Or the first fight of the day?
Oh, yeah. We were drinking at like 9 a.m.
Yeah. I tried to. I sure did try. Yeah, you guys all did the shotgun in the driveway, and I took like one sip and just threw up.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the end right there.
And that's the thing. If you're watching this, hopefully some people are. If you have a group of friends, find a good city. And I wouldn't even necessarily say Vegas because it's different. Find a good city that you guys like, want to go to, and find a fight night pay-per-view and rent an Airbnb and go party. Get there on Thursday or Friday and go to the fights. It's the best time ever. When we went to San Diego fight night, San Diego's always a great time no matter what. Obviously, you add the fight night. We were there for the whole weekend. It was just a great time. Beautiful time.
Facts. Yeah, I would definitely be down to do another like fight night trip, but more based
even
on
like
the city.
even for a big card, like when we went to San Diego, obviously it was my birthday, but we went to San Diego for the Sugar card. Like that was.
Dude, that's facts. If you watch a pay-per-view in your living room with the boys and you're drinking, that's almost not. I'm not going to say that, but it's a really good environment. It is a really good environment watching a pay-per-view with the boys.
Go out of town, a city you guys like. Get the pay-per-view on TV, watch it, celebrate.
If it's like a stressful fight for you, do you like watching in a house or in a public place, like a bar or something like that?
To me, I don't mind as long as it has sound and like I can see obviously and like because I'm not embarrassed to like when I'm like locked in on a fight like in public, like I'm not fucking embarrassed. I'm fucking locked in.
Yeah.
So it don't matter to me. I'm not. As far as like because I love the environment of the fight. That's what makes the fight. But if it's a basketball or football game, I like to be at home. But for a fight, it doesn't matter. It just adds to it, and I'm still locked in the same way. I'd almost prefer to be out, whether I'm stressed or not.
I think for me,
think about it, bro. Like, because one thing I don't want to risk is losing the moment. So like, I'll always remember who was there and where I was at when Izzy knocked out Herrera. And me and you will always remember being together when Suga knocked out Sterling and when Suga beat Peter Yan.
That's facts. You do, you do remember that stuff, and you remember the whole day.
Yeah.
And I think my only thing against going out to watch the fights is if you're not in one of those places where you have a good seat, good angle at the TV. I like to be sitting down, like comfortable while watching the fights. And then the other thing, it hasn't really happened to me yet, but I feel like it could. If I'm like if Suga fights and loses the belt and I'm like genuinely sad, just lost hundreds of dollars, and then some people just come up and start talking shit to me, like I'm not going to fight him on the spot, but like it's just not what I'm trying to hear. And I remember after Volk lost to Ilya, I had to go out to the bars after that, dude, and I was just like I just wanted to be out at my friend's house sitting on the couch in the dark being sad. So it's tough, but then on the flip side, I was in San Diego when Suga fought Cheeto for $299, and he won that, and we went out after, and it was one of the funnest nights. So it's a risk reward, I feel like, in my case. But a watch party for me, dude. Watch parties are my number one. If you have good friends that you like watching the fights with over, and like you guys are just creating the atmosphere, and you got food, and you got cases of beer, and you don't have to go buy drinks and spend a bunch of money, and yeah, that's my number one choice. All right. And then my two other least favorite moments, I had Islam knocking out Charles, which that was a great day. It was right after Suga beat Peter. So obviously like that one didn't ruin my day or anything like that. But just in terms of how electric Charles was as a champion and how great that run was and seeing that come to an end, kind of knowing that Islam was going to be running this division for the next like 5 to 7 years, and he still is right now. So, but to Islam's credit, he's been a more entertaining champion than I thought he would be.
Bro, one thing I will say about I do it on purpose because it was a beautiful card. I still have the poster up here on my wall. But that Suga card in Abu Dhabi, Peter Yan, Islam, and Charles, like it was such a perfect time because obviously, yes, we were in San Diego, never a bad time there. But the card started at a perfect time. And I'm not saying a noon start is good every time, but just for being on vacation in San Diego, noon's a perfect time.
because it didn't hold us in for the night at all.
Yeah, it was.
It was perfect. We weren't
Yeah.
going to be doing anything in that window. I remember going out to the boardwalk after, wearing the Sugar merch, just being so happy, just like walking around, smiling ear to ear.
All the freaking stars aligned for that.
Yeah, that's facts. And then the fact that we were staying in that mansion for like 100 each. Literally, that's one of the craziest houses I've ever stayed in. Craziest house I've stayed in with my friends by a country mile. That was ridiculous, dude. That was a great find by you and Buddha.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And then my other least favorite moment was Topuria knocking out Volk. That one just hurt me to my core. We were scared going in. We knew there was a good chance it was going to happen. I was there in person for that one, so I was just sitting there in shock after it did. But yeah, man, I hope Volk can find his way back to the top. Volk or Max, if either one of them can beat Ilya, I'll be a happy guy. Or Suga. I just have to see Ilya lose, man. In the next 2 years, he has to lose, or I'm gonna be.
So, do you not like Ilya because you don't like him, or do you not like him because he beat Volk?
He's just beat he beat Bryce Mitchell, who I liked. He beat Volk, who I like a lot. Yeah, and he was just disrespectful while doing it, and he called his shot and did it. And I'm just on the other side. I don't know. I'm a hater. What can I say? There's just those people where you're haters. It's like the Thunder for me.
I'll give you 20 push-ups on live stream right now if you can name the last name of the girl Amanda Lemos is fighting. You got to say it right, and I need proof.
Hell, no, I can't do it. I'm looking up. It's like Lama de Boyage.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even want to get into this. It's a
let me read it. Let me read it. Give it Yanni Droba.
All right, if you can prove that, I'll knock him out right now.
I don't know. I don't think Yanni Droba. That's my guess. Final. I don't. Yeah, she has a lazy eye and a half.
Yeah, I'd rather get into the sphere card if you don't mind.
Not one bit, dude. Okay. Not one bit.
Okay. So what? So you're the investigative reporter out there. You're the deep diver into this stuff. So what have you been hearing? Any news from the sphere you got for me?
Shit, man. I heard a couple rumblings from Dana that we might only have 10 fights on the card, which would be a little weird, but I don't think it's really going to hurt us that much in the moment because there's going to be so much going on, like between the fights that we're going to be watching. I think this is going to be a different experience, even just on TV. Even if you're not at the sphere, the way that Dana's making it sound, it's going to be like watching a movie. And also, it's looking like Suga Marab is going to be the headliner right now.
Suga in the sphere, the Suga sphere?
I love it, dude, but the only thing that just like kind of scares me is just the unknowns with the sphere, bro. I just know how locked in Suga is, and he likes everything to be dialed into a T. And we just don't know if there's going to be lights shining on him when you're trying to recover. Say he gets taken down, you're looking up, there's so much of crazy shit up there, and you're trying to lock in. I don't know, dude. Maybe it could be stupid thinking that, but I'm thinking it. And then I also heard there's rumors of Brian Ortega versus Charles Oliveira as the co-main.
Whoa.
Yeah, because Ortega was looking to move up to lightweight.
Is that the name that they originally were talking about when he was like, I have a name?
I don't know. Kind of makes sense because that's fresh blood at lightweight. Who hasn't Charles really fought at 155 that we would want to see him fight right now?
So that's a great fight, and I like that fight. It's interesting. Obviously, two big names. What's at stake there?
I think it's a eliminator to a lightweight title eliminator. If either one of those guys have a big win against each other, then their next fight could be a title eliminator if the cards fall in the right place. But at the same time, in that lightweight division, it's just hard to know. You could get skipped. Like, say, dude, what about Max Holloway? He still has to have some sort of an argument for a lightweight title. Maybe not in his next fight, but
Yeah.
when he wants it, right? With that big win over Gaethje, who was the
Are
guy.
they gonna do Max and Taporia at the Sphere?
I don't know. So did you see that the French broadcast during the Denver card, whatever the French broadcast is, they leaked something and they said that it was Holloway, Topuria, and Sugar Marab on the Sphere card. But that hasn't been confirmed by anyone else. So I don't know. It's hard to really know if that has any basis behind it, I wouldn't doubt it.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it with the Saudis.
What weekend is that?
It is September 14th. I think so. Yeah. Let me see. The tickets are ridiculous, though, dude. Nothing less than $1,000. Dude, Dana also said,
I'm gonna throw this out there now. It's my brother's birthday weekend. It could be a San Diego move.
Oh, hello. I am down for that.
It could be a San Diego push.
I am so down for that. That would be a time and a half. Let me see what the day is.
September 14th.
It is. You checked?
Yeah.
Ugh. Dude, try to get that same house.
Yeah.
That shit might still be on the balcony.
Yeah. Bro, that shit was so fun, bro. Oh my God.
That was so fun. Damn, 42 minutes. It flew by. It feels like we've been on here for 5.
I know.
I don't really got anything else for you. Thank you for a great 2 years. Hopefully we've got many more years to come. Check us out. International sponsorships coming soon.
Yep.
Right. Doses, everybody.